Hey, 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 hey. So I'm back because I heard you had questions. You don't know how to start or how to gain the tools or the resources you need to start what God has given you to do. Let me tell you, it may be true. Right now, you may not have every tool or don't know how to get the necessary tools that you need. But once you step out on faith, God's will is to supply all that you need. You may not have the entire vision that God have planned for you, but you still can. That don't give you an excuse to say, not today, I'm not going to do it today. Find somebody else to do it. Like, that don't give you an excuse to do it. It may even seem like everything may even come against you for saying yes to God. But I'm here to tell you, don't allow that to stop you from walking out on faith. But let me tell you this, once you put your feet in faith and start moving forward in faith, God, He makes ways out of no way just to get and give you what you need to make the things possible for you to do what you need to do, so that He can show you that your yes you can was actually a yes you can. Like he will prove Himself. And let me say this too. When you are fulfilling God's will, our heart should move from self-centeredness to God-centeredness. And what we are doing, when we say yes to God, we are not saying, yes, I'm going to heal my heart, but we are saying, yes, Lord, you can heal our hearts while we build a relationship. See, God does the work of our hearts, but it takes faith, it takes courage, and it takes strength to trust Him to be able to do that. In which faith, strength, and courage, that's a relationship. And if you are lacking anything in this relationship, in God, with God, He'll provide it. God provides us with such favor to access so many things that we think that we would not have access to because of doubt. But one thing I've learned is that you cannot lead with self-centeredness. You cannot lead. You cannot serve, or you cannot love, or you cannot allow God to be God with a self-centered heart. Even when it comes to the vision or the purpose that He has given to you, like, you can't lead that with your own ideas or your own plans, or having your own way in that, or having a one-way relationship with God. Like, you're not going to be able to succeed and accomplish what you need to accomplish with that. If God has shown you a vision, or if God has shown you a vision of being healed, and you begin to work, and then all of a sudden you take over, God is not going to intervene with you taking over, sweetheart. But He will allow you to learn obedience by the things which you will suffer. He will allow you to learn obedience by which the things you suffer. So if God gives you a vision, know that He holds the blueprint. And the way we access this blueprint is prayer. It's prayer. When you pray, you should be able to let go of all your burdens. And before you get up, you should be able to receive His burden that is light. You should be able to receive that. Your whys or your purpose of why you're doing what you're doing. Yes, we want to break cycles, and yes, we want to do something different in our family. But the difference is, yes, we doing that, but the difference is you saying yes to God. You saying, yes, I can do this in God. I can listen to Him. I can be obedient to Him. I can be in a relationship with God. It's not making yourself important or putting yourself on a pedestal. When you say yes to God, it should be about love. Because what God is doing when He gave you that vision of you being healed, of you speaking, of you running a business, of you ministering to kids, like what He is doing is giving you life. He's giving you life through the gift of love. And a lot of time people don't understand that love is serving. And love is helping others. Love is helping others in God. Doing what He has laid on your heart to do. Being a vessel. And as a result, our character grows. And that, my friend, it brings healing to our hearts. It brings healing to our hearts. And our lives become purposeful. If we are living and just working for ourselves, then what's the purpose of that? Like, at the end of the day, what would that do? Like, you're just here for what? And it kind of reminds me of like this parable, the parable of the talents in Matthew 25:14-30. It says, for the kingdom of God, for the kingdom of heaven is like a man traveling far to a far country, who has called his own servants and delivered his goods to them. And to one he gave 5 talents, to another he gave 2 talents, and to another he gave 1 talent. To each according to their own ability. They immediately went like on a journey. I think the man had went out of town, and then or whatever, and then the one that received the 5 talents went and traded the talents, and he basically doubled the talents. And likewise with the person who had the 2 talents, he gained 2 more talents. But the one who had the 1 talent, I think he went and dug a hole in the ground and buried it, or he hid it, as if he was saving the Lord's money, and I don't know, he was scared he was going to spend it or something. I don't know. But after that, when the servants came and settled their accounts with them, let me go to it. Oh my goodness. Matthew. Okay. It said after a long time. Okay, so it said after, and verse 19. It says after a long time, the Lord of those servants came and settled accounts with them. So he who had received 5 talents came and brought 5 other talents, saying, Lord, you delivered to me 5 talents. Look, I have gained 5 more talents besides them. His Lord said to him, well done, good and faithful servant. You were faithful over a few things. I will make you a ruler over many things. Enter into the joy of your Lord. Verse 22. He also who had received 2 talents came and said, Lord, you delivered to me 2 talents. Look, I have gained 2 more besides them. His Lord said to him, well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over a few things. I will make you a ruler over many things. Enter into the joy of the Lord, your Lord. Then he who had received the 1 talent came and said, Lord, I knew you to be a hard man, reaping where you have not sown, and gathering where you have not scattered seed. And I was afraid, and I went and hid your talent in the ground. Look, you have what is yours. But his Lord answered and said to him, you wicked and lazy servant, you knew that I reap where I have not sown, and gather where I have not scattered seed. So you ought to have deposited my money with the bankers, and at my coming I would have received back my own interest. So take the talent from him and give it to one who has to him who has 10 talents. Listen. For to everyone who has more will be given, and to everyone who has more will be given, and he will have abundance. But from him who does not have, even what he has will be taken away. And cast the unprofitable servant cast the unprofitable servant into the outer darkness. There will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Listen. You see, we got to step out on faith on the vision that God has given us. We must let go of our control, because really our control, what it said, he lazy and what it said? Oh my goodness. And wicked. Lazy and wicked. He lazy and wicked. And I know, like, letting go of control isn't easy. In fact, letting go and stepping out on faith could be difficult and could be scary for us. But because God has given us the tools, which is the Bible, to gain the mindset of Christ, like, it's possible. We can do it. Yes, we can. And yet God doesn't call us to take the easy road. He calls us to step out of our comfort zone and into faith. God's desire is for us to grow, for us to become mature. And we do this by faith, by helping God desires for us to grow and mature our faith by helping us to learn to trust. Y'all, my eyes jumping. To trust and rely on Him. So as we work diligently, as Jesus' service did, waiting for His return, we know that God will provide us with all we need, and we need not to waste the resources or the talents that He has given to us because we feel like we can't, because we lazy and we wicked, because we don't want to do the work. As we grow in our faith, as we grow in God, the passion we feel about our growth process. I'm sorry, I got text messages. As we grow in faith in God, the passion we feel about our growth process will inspire others and bring healing to our souls again. I heard your questions, but that doesn't excuse you from what God has shown you, what the purpose and vision God has given you. You can do it. You can do it. Look at me. I'm doing it. You can do it too. Like, you can do it. You can step out on faith and you can move forward in faith.